To the episode of Esprit Talks from CSK, a platform where we live, love, and learn psychology. I, Prabhav, the founder of CSK, will be the host of the show. Today we'll talk about psychology and mental health. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Prabhav. It's my pleasure to be here today.
So, its pleasure is all ours. Can you walk us through of your journey, the person who you are, the founder of Prabhav?
Definitely, I would love to. So the journey is kind of very interesting. Growing up, I was the most average middle class family. I have seen my father provide for other people. Given no matter what he has, like cooking was his absolute love. What we call as a love language. He used to cook for everybody. Our mates, and the police people stationed outside our houses during COVID, drive around town to feed dogs. I think that stayed with me. I would say like it is in my blood. But there was this another thing. I have also worked with another NGO during my graduation, and spending a day where you cannot talk to kids, but you're just spending time because I was in Chennai, so I could not talk to the kids apparently. Language barrier, right? But when we were leaving, they hugged me and they cried. Like, don't go, kind of, right?
Emotional connection.
Definitely. So I think that is when I realized that this is the purpose of my life. I want to do something for others. And then during COVID, I discovered what I want to do is mental health. Everybody started talking about mental health, and that is how Prabhav started. But it was not my whole contribution. I started this with my best friend, and our name, though it signifies impact, which we actually want to bring, but it is also a combination of our names, Prachi and Bhavna.
Wow.
So yeah, I think that's a lovely story to be shared.
That I think the world brought you together to start this.
Yeah. I think we have been friends for almost 14 years plus now.
It's like childhood best friend starting something good. Obviously, outcome to अच्छा निकलना ही था.
Thank you.
Okay, having a non-psychological background and coming up with this impactful step must have initiative in the world of mental health awareness. Must have a story behind it. Could you tell us?
So I would love to. So I think growing up, I was an impact. What Jaldi realized I was very sensitive to what matters. I was very sensitive to what other things, and not just for myself. I used to feel it for others as well. So that kind of stayed, helping others. But mental health, I think I've seen in my family. I live in a joint family, so everybody living together. There's lots of emotions, ups and downs. But I know that these are the people who are there for each other all the time. I've celebrated Diwali together like wonderfully, and we have cried and fought as well. And my father, he was sick for 12 years. He passed away last year. So yes, thank you so much. No worries. So I think he was also the motive behind it, because I am very much like him. And apart from the physical disease that affected him, his mental will, he lost that, because he was about to go through surgery. And a lot of people recovered. It's not that it's people leave, but for him it was a bit difficult, given that he lost his will. So I think people do not understand that physical and mental health go together. I want people to be aware about that.
Physical and mental health go hand in hand, and I feel like having a father was very passionate. I feel like I've not met the person, but from your voice I can feel it.
That's really
Very
sweet of you.
visible. This is genuinely something that it's visible in your eyes, that how much love people give, and how I feel like you had a great bond with it.
Yes, I think so too. It took some time, but yes.
And he's still living inside you.
Definitely, yes.
It's really inspiration. Your story is truly inspiration. I would love to meet your other part, like Prabha.
Oh, definitely. I think, so the other founder, she's actually under Indian Army training. So she would be here in September. So if we host some events in September, you can definitely meet her.
I'll definitely come to Houston because your initiative is hardcore. So this is really inspirational, but astrophysics is an interesting subject indeed.
Yes.
So could you shatter some thoughts to our audience about it?
Definitely, I would love to do that. So, actually, it also is. I think my life has been very interesting. I have made it very interesting. I was a very smart academic student. So, सबने बोला IIT कर लो. And I always wanted to stand out of the crowd. So I chose physics instead of IIT. Like नहीं करनी है मुझे ये. And after physics, I chose physics because I wanted to get into Indian Air Force. I have given exams, I've cleared those, but that was not my calling. So I did my master's in astrophysics out of sheer passion and curiosity. Xavier started master's that very particular year. So it was, I think, my luck that got me there. I think there is very little scope in astrophysics in our country, but it is sure on the rise.
Wow, I didn't know that much about astrophysics, but you surely enlightened me about it. This is very interesting. So, what initiative have you taken for this development of this NGO? And what initiative are you planning to take in future?
I think yes. Starting an NGO, even while getting it registered, everybody told us ki, write everything on your deal. You can do this, that. Yes, we can definitely do that, and we can love to work on different categories. But I think for starters, we want to stick with mental health. There are a lot of NGOs who are working for the good cause. There are a lot of things that they're doing, and I absolutely have respect and appreciation for them. But there are very few people who are only talking about mental health awareness. Yes, psychologists and psychology in our country is on the rise. The government is finally addressing it.
Yes.
Even whatever, I do not want to get into all that, but yes. So my major goal is to make every individual aware what is mental health, how can they work on it, how can they probably improve on it, even without or with therapy.
Witnessing such growth in your NGO must be fulfilling. So what are some highlights which you'd like to share with our audience?
I think there's this one very particular day. One morning I just woke up to an Instagram message, somebody telling me that thank you for starting this organization. And I think I was not happy for a day or for a few days, but for a month apparently, because even if you can impact one single life,
Yes.
it makes, it fulfills your purpose. But I know that a lot of people out there are actually being helped through this. This is just one message I'm talking about. People pull in donations even without asking. Yeah, please अपने organization में use कर लो इसको. So that's such a wonderful thought. And people who take therapy from us online, they stay with us, they connected, we have a community, people share their beautiful emotions with us, they trust us with all that. I think that is so much more than just fulfilling.
Yes, indeed. I feel like it's the reason of every morning. Like, wake up. It's the power of the people. It's not the positive thing they're giving you, the warmth they're giving you.
I think love, blessing, kindness, compassion, so much
So
in there.
many.
Yes.
So, truly, this was way more interesting I thought. So how does your road of success look like while developing an NGO?
My road of success looks like what I mentioned as my goal. That everyone is aware of their mental health. We get to help everyone in some ways or the other, because of course people are different, their needs are different, their perspective is different. We have to respect their boundaries, we have to understand all those, but somehow create a very safe space and community And no, if we directly cannot help, indirectly also people help each other.
Yeah. You bringing people together. That's showcase the kindness you have towards people, and even if you can impact, as you really said, one life and the other life, someone very gratefully say he can change one life and they can change someone else's life. You have done.
I totally believe in that. We do. If you're kind to one single person, they will also somehow choose kindness.
I do believe in that. So you have an impactful journey, and yeah, it is. So if you ever write a book about your journey and about your beautiful NGO, what would you name? And why?
I think I will name it Prabhav, because there is so much more in the name behind just a name. It's the story, it's our goal, it's our journey. So when we sat, both of us, me and Prachi, we sat down writing these names. I was searching more of Urdu names because aesthetics is my vibe. But then she came up with Prabhav and I was like, ki nahi. And then she made me realize that it is a combination of our names. I could not pick that out. People do not know the story behind the name, but I think it's a very beautiful meaning. And any book, more than its vocabulary or the story, it's about connection. I think people can find their connection in that name, in that story, in that journey.
Indeed, Prabhav will have Prabhav.
Hoping for that.
Yeah. So you had such a good perspective. Sorry. Wow. You have such a fresh perspective towards it. So your journey has been a very interesting and very inspiring too. Could you share some key features or key things you want to share with the audience related to mental health?
Mental health in general. I think first of all I really want to make people aware about the physical health and mental health is not separate. It is one altogether. It comes under health. So let's talk more about health in general and cover it all up. And secondly, kindness goes a long way. Whatever you're doing, whoever you are with, show some kindness, show compassion, and also it's not just for others, it's for yourself as well. Love yourself. That self-love, self-care, the things that really work. It is not a myth. It is not some story that Gen Zs have cooked up. Yes, it's absolutely true.
Making someone's eye smile does bring joy to your face.
I totally believe that.
That's totally interesting. On that note, I have noticed that your page focuses on children's and men's mental health, which is a very under-focused topic. So could you tell me the importance of it?
Definitely, I would love to highlight those points. First of all, June is Mental Health Month, Awareness Month. But June is also Men's Health Month. So when it started as only health. We have bifurcated it to mental health specifically. Of course, the awareness is important, but we started very progressive. The health is all together. And secondly, children, I think I want to, it's a little sensitive, but around 35,000 students committed suicide as per the NCRB data in the past few years. 35,000 students, can you believe it? I just, one person takes their life because they believe that taking life is easier than living it. You know, to coping with fear, to coping with anxiety, to coping with their parents or teachers or the expectations, the burden. It is better than that. So I think it's very sensitive. We have come across a lot of people who are judgmental. I personally have called orphanages and they tell me, हमारे बच्चे mentally ठीक. What does that even mean?
उन्हें कैसे पता? Like आपको कैसे पता?
और mentally ठीक है. Again, we are not talking about कि वो mentally बीमार है. हम उनकी help करना चाह रहे हैं, उनके emotion को और समझने में. We're trying to help them be a better version of themselves.
And it's so sad to hear about it.
I know, right? And also men, they are the most depressed people because I'm already quoting statistics and data. I'm not making anything up. And men, because we know that they cannot express emotion, they are told not to express their emotions. Just day before yesterday we conducted a small drive about men's mental health in CP Delhi, and yes, and they were like, they have not cried for 9-10 years until the ICC World Cup last year.
This is so I will tell you about my personal one thing.
Yes, I would love to.
See, men in my life also, they are, I feel like, touch wood, my family is very opinionated, my parents and everything, so they understand the emotion. But when I talk to the friends or my friends, they're like, why should I cry? Why should I? I'm like, मेरे को एक कोट कर देते हैं, मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता.
Our cameraman also agrees that he has not cried. How? Why? I would love to know.
Like, I feel like crying is something, one of the emotion which I'm not saying that I do it, but like, it makes me feel happy.
It is absolutely okay.
Yeah.
It also releases toxins from your body. Not for your mental health, cry for your physical health.
It helps. And I feel like हमारी सोसाइटी ने इतना प्रेशर करके रखा है कि घर का लड़का है, घर का वो है, तो दे आर गोइंग टू डू इट. इफ वी थिंक लाइक कि घर का लड़का है, हमारा ही लड़का है, उसके बारे में भी सोचिए. अगर ये थॉट प्रोसेस आने लग गया ना, आई फील लाइक आई विल नॉट टॉक अबाउट अदर कल्चर, क्योंकि मैं उन कल्चर में रही हूँ. मैं अपने कल्चर के बारे में बोल सकती हूँ कि हाँ, कुछ जगह मुझे ये फील है. ये नहीं बोल रही कि इंडिया चेंज नहीं हो रहा, बट कुछ जगह इस चीज़ को सोचना चाहिए कि वो आप ही का लड़का है और उसकी भी सोचिए.
हाँ, आई थिंक nowadays when we people become parents, और या हमारे से बिल्कुल जो थोड़े बड़े हैं, those who become recent parents, they are actually trying to change. There's a lot of positive content on Instagram as well, and I feel very happy seeing all those. But our fathers, our brothers, our friends, we also need to understand that it's absolutely okay to feel what they're feeling.
Yes, totally. Your feelings are totally acknowledged. They're equal. You're human.
Very, very true.
So, as you said, mental health, right? Mental health and physical health go hand in hand. But terminology used blindly, like this depression, anxiety, stress, and etc. So easy. Is it the right way to use these phrases? Do you agree on it?
I totally disagree. So in our NGO, as Bhubi mentioned at the very start, that I am not from psychology background. We have a very strict policy or a rule that we will not give any sort of advice. We would listen, we would help, we would be there for you, we'll show empathy, but we would not give out advice. So I think it's the same the other way around. People should not use this terminology, throw away in the air. A lot of people use share कि मुझे तो depression, anxiety हो रही है, मैं घर से. Who told you that? Has a doctor told you that? Have you been diagnosed?
Yes.
And especially the term OCD. Oh my God, people are obsessed with
OCD.
Friends?
नहीं हो रही? OCD है. I'm like, नहीं यार, उन लोगों को जिनसे मिलो, जिनको है, उनकी दिक्कतें कितनी ज़्यादा है.
I think OCD and ADHD has become like layman terms.
Gen Z are using it so much. I feel like, नहीं यार.
And on the other hand, people anxiety को कुछ नहीं है बोल के भी हटा देते हैं. That is also very, very wrong. I think we
like,
need to be more aware.
True. Extremely or extremely low. There is no middle. I feel like I'll say, guys, therapeutic होता है, therapy नहीं होता है. अगर आपको कुछ अच्छी लग रही है तो वो बोलो.
We just had a conversation before.
And you मतलब आप परफेक्शनिस्ट हो सकते हो, आप क्लीन करते हो, आपको OCD हो ज़रूरी नहीं है, मगर हो सकता है. आप एक बार जाओ, डायग्नोज हो, आपके पास रिपोर्ट हो. आप ये तो नहीं, अगर आपको ब्लड प्रेशर है नहीं और बोलो ब्लड प्रेशर है, तो ऐसे तो होगा नहीं ना. इफ़ यू
डॉक्टर को दिखाना पड़ता है या एटलीस्ट मेजर तो
करना ही पड़ता है. तो जब तक आप दिखाओगे नहीं तब तक आप ये चीज़ें भूल नहीं सकते हो. I think so. Psychology.
It really needs to be out there, out loud.
Yeah. Guys, please understand कि ये terms maybe जिसको होंगे उनको कितना इफेक्ट करते होंगे आप इतने कैजुअली यूज़ करते हो.
Actually, that is a very nice perspective to it. वही हो ना, शेर आया फिर सही में आ जाएगा तो कोई सुनता नहीं है. तो the people who are actually going through it, other people may not understand them fully or may not support them fully because awareness कम.
कैजुअली आप अगर सोचो किसी को यूज़ कर लो, किसी का एक्चुअल में OCD की सिम्टम्स हो रहे हैं और आप तो भीड़ में बोलते रहो कि सबको ही है, तो फिर वो अकेला उसको होंगे तो हम देख भी नहीं पाए और वो नज़रअंदाज हो जाएगा.
And I think we live in a very Google friendly world where we try to Google symptoms.
Yeah.
और Google symptoms करना is
Scissor
the
तो हो रहा है.
worst thing ever. Trust me, I have done that, been there, and it's the worst thing ever to do.
Not works. The word. Okay. Google symptoms. Let's not go there.
Sure.
I have a funny story. Yeah. See, I always say, this thought of Nelson Mandela has stick by me, that the wounds which cannot be seen hurt the most. I did talk to you about it before that. So what are the basic steps of having a first aid of psychology?
I think the very first step that we as a humanity or a community can take is start accepting that mental health issues exist, and it's okay totally to feel whatever you're feeling. There are hundred of emotions out there you can feel and you can go through them. Acceptance is a major part, and secondly, seeking help. The first help can be from your friend or your family member. It doesn't have to be a therapist or a psychologist directly, but something should be done. You should address it anyhow you feel comfortable.
And you should definitely take steps
Yeah,
towards
of
it.
course, that progressive steps need to be taken. You should go to a therapist, a psychologist, the person or a psychotherapist, whatever works in your case.
Yes. And honestly, there are psychologists जो psychiatrist के पास जाते हैं, अगर आप psychiatrist की वजह वो right direction देंगे.
Very true. Even so, we have a team, and I have seen the psychologists, when someone needs prescription, they directly deny it and they will refer them to the right person, even if they are losing a client. It's not about making money, it's about really helping someone, making a change in someone's life.
That's truly insightful. That I heard a podcast with a psychiatrist and he said it out, and psychologist also said it, that we don't prescribe anything, and psychiatrist also said that psychologists send patients in. That's how I feel like our field, it is like that. It's not money oriented, it's more of helping people. I've seen there are people, we have loopholes.
See, again, there's always two sides of the coin.
Yeah.
We cannot deny that, but I think it's a very supportive community.
Yeah.
Since I have been working in it.
I totally agree. And yes, we found each other through support and everything. Definitely. So yeah, career counseling is very important in a child's life. So what are your perspectives on that?
As I've already mentioned, 35,000 students committed suicide. There are two major causes to it. The first is family pressure, tension, jhagda, and the second is academic pressure. Academic pressure कब आता है? I've also seen my friends engineering कर लेते हैं, मम्मी पापा बोल रहे हैं. आपको मम्मी पापा तब बोलेंगे जब when you are not sure about what you want to do. Right? This is my perspective. Of course, it can be different for someone else.
Family differs.
Yes, but I believe that if you are very sure about what you want to do, you can somehow convince your parents कि हमें ये करना है.
समझाओ.
But हमें क्यों नहीं पता होता? Awareness. So I connect career counseling to mental health, because if all of us are young generation, they are aware what they want to do in life, they will not waste their time in doing something else, they will not waste their energy into doing something else. Somehow they'll be more happy, though more passionate about whatever they're doing. If they find their happiness and joy in the one particular thing, they will not have to choose suicide at least, or even the thought of it.
We all have been part of the society and we all receive a lot of responses which are very welcoming, but sometimes they're not. Working with an NGO, you must have received a lot of responses. They must have their own opinion. Sometimes for a change, sometimes they might clash with you. So what are your perspectives towards it?
I think along the journey I've met wonderful people who have supported me, who wanted to contribute in terms of volunteering, monetary or anything, everything at all. But the very most important thing that has stuck with me, that people first have thought that I started this just as a hobby, as a woman cannot create anything, or a woman cannot run an NGO or really make a change into the world. Secondly, people asking me, पैसे कहाँ से कमाओ?
I think this is the question.
I really have met so many people. I have not asked them in return how do you earn money, what sort of money do you earn, what is your package, but you have to ask me that first. Secondly, is that all we are here for? No,
No, I don't.
Is money the only thing that we exist for? Is that your only purpose? I am so sorry if that is.
That's really sad if people ask you about your money and you're doing such a great initiative. I will question those people that don't. Like, excuse me. This is not fair. She's doing such a great initiative. She's taking so much. And we had a fun with these kids. We had such a fun activity. You guys will see it on our channels. Yes, definitely on our pages. But it was not you. Your crew was here. So crew is always the heart of the organization.
I am actually very thankful because starting something really impactful, I don't think one person can make all the difference in the world. Yes, somebody has to start. Two of us started it, but our team helped us grow. For one person who is very shitty at coding and all. So if we need a website, we need someone. I have done some of social media, but again, I'm not a pro at it. So I think the whole team, crew that comes together, that has helped us grow, that has turned into a sort of a family where we can trust on each other. We are dependent somehow a bit on each other. And I am absolutely so grateful for that.
Awesome. I do believe without a team, there is no organizing in a day or very. Awesome. Thank you so much. It has been an incredible experience with you. We have learned so much through the podcast. Thank you for joining, and it was an incredible outing.
Thank you so much. I am honored to be here. I really want the story to be out there, someone to know that the people are actually out there, not just me, not just her, but hundreds and millions of out there. They want to help, they want to contribute somehow, and we would love if you want to reach out anyhow for help. And Bhumi, thank you so much for reaching out. And
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. This was my pleasure. I'm very grateful.
So, by this, I conclude one more thought-provoking episode of Esprit Talks from Esprit. Thank you. Until then, stay tuned and live, love and learn psychology.
Bye.
Bye. Many students and many even psychologists have a doubt that social media में presence कितनी important है in our life. Rather than being on the platform like LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, कितना important है.
It is something that puts in some value in your work, but it is not a necessity. Okay, everyone tries to be on social media, LinkedIn, forcing themselves to post. I have had conversation with so many therapists कि हाँ करना पड़ता है, मन नहीं करता, सोच के कि क्या पोस्ट करूँ, कैसे पोस्ट करूँ. There is that pressure that is coming कि हाँ It's okay. It's good to have that it's good to have that space for yourself. It's good to create your presence on social media, but it's not necessary. You don't have to put all the pressure on yourself.